I'm Dennis Van Roekel, President of the National Education Association, and I really appreciate all of you being here. I want to especially thank Secretary of Education Arnie Duncan, Congressman Obey, and Congressman Miller will be here shortly, and we hope maybe even Senator Harkin will be able to stop in. And we thank them for all of their efforts to do what is necessary for public education to do what it needs to do for our students. I also want to thank our friends who are here. Randy Weingarten, of course, is part up here, and I'll introduce her later. But also Don H. from the American Association of School Administrators, Ann Bryant, who's from the National School Boards Association, and Joel Packer from the Committee on Education Funding. And I also want to welcome two of our AA members. Katie Poff is from Kentucky, and Anise Anderson of Georgia, and they're going to share stories with you, and I'll introduce them in a few minutes also. In a few weeks, students across this country will begin their summer vacations. And I know students look with wild anticipation to all the great things they're going to do over the summer. Unfortunately, while they probably don't realize it, there will be many changes that occur as their summer ends. I'm talking about the threat of massive cuts in education that will affect millions of children. Our economy is starting to recover from a horrible recession, but state and local revenues that fund education have not returned to normal levels. And unless states get help in the next month, they will have to lay off hundreds of thousands, possibly 300,000 educators. What would this mean for students? Well, although those teachers and education support professionals may be gone, the students will be there. They might find there are a lot more students in their class, and they don't get the kind of individual attention they need and deserve. Or maybe their school week will be shorter, only 4 days instead of 5, at the very time when we ought to be providing more time, not less. And maybe students who need extra help will no longer be able to work with reading specialists, like Katie. And maybe there will be no art class or music class or physical education or after-school activity. The threats are real. The American Association of School Administrators in a recent survey found that 80% of school districts plan to lay off employees. 62% are looking at larger class size, 13% are looking at 4-day weeks, and more than a third plan to eliminate summer school. This is a national emergency, and an emergency requires immediate attention. State fiscal years begin on July 1, so we can't afford to wait any longer.